Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. It takes as long as it takes. It's Ben.
Yo, what up? We're here.
We are.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. You tell me.
We're talking about The Diplomat. Specifically season 1 and 2, because that's all that exists currently. But
Sure, 14 episodes.
Yeah. You mentioned this on Discord a while back, and then you mentioned it in our 2024 like best of type episode.
Well,
right?
I mentioned it first on our Invincible Fight Girl episode. I mentioned it briefly.
Okay, sure. Did it come up on
the show? It spoke to my brain. It fired all the
yeah.
synapses in my brain. Because it's like a show for adults that's well written.
Yeah, and you know, you like it. I checked it out. I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, it's like, I mean, it's about a diplomat. Go figure. Who could have suspected this? And you know, the political intrigue and stuff. And I'm like, damn, this sounds like something that my parents might be interested in. So I mentioned it to them.
I only watched it because my dad was watching it over the holiday break.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and then I was like, wait a minute, this show fucking rules.
Yeah. So I mentioned it to my parents, and they were like fucking grumbly a little, because like for some reason they think I bring them trash. I don't think I ever have for TV, because you know, I curate that shit. I'm not gonna come home and be like, you guys have to watch Invincible Fight Girl. Like, that's not. I know my audience.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're not having them watch Dragon Ball Super?
No, they hate Dragon Ball.
Maybe if you brought Dragon Ball Super to them, they wouldn't be grumbling about your taste.
No, here's the thing. They still think Death Note's not an anime.
Oh, I mean, if they saw Goku with his tractor,
they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Is this educational?
It would fix them.
But they did check it out. I convinced them. It didn't take much convincing, thankfully, because it is an adult show for adults.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and we started at like an episode a day, and then that wasn't enough, and so we did like 2 episodes a day, and then at one point we did like 3 in a day. And yeah, it fucking rips. We all had a very good time. My mom's only complaint, I guess, like, we can keep it a little spoiler free in the beginning.
I will say we were also doing like an episode a day until we were doing more. And then
hell yeah,
we're just
doing this.
Have to, yeah.
My mom's only complaint was that it's not a show she can crochet to. Which is like,
because she has to pay attention.
Yeah.
So, this show's engaging. My neurons are just firing. I'm entertained by the thing on the television.
It's very funny. Initially, they both were like, not. I don't know. It eased up as we went on, but like at first they were like, it's almost a little overwhelming, and I'm like, they're just mentioning names and countries. Even if you, and like, it's not that they didn't know where anything was, but like just who's where and what's going on. I'm like, you can just like kind of let it wash over you. I don't think you need to like keep everybody's specific name.
Again, Testament. I came in on like episode 4 or 3 or 4, and I was not paying attention really even at first, and then was like, wait a minute. This is really good.
What the fuck? Hold up. The whole time?
This is way better than Landman.
That's the one by the Yellowstone guy.
Yes, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Christ. Yeah,
that my dad was saying he was watching and he liked. I was like, This one's not doing it for me.
Yeah, that tracks. I watched like 0.4 seconds of Yellowstone, and I was like, "Yep, I don't need to watch this. I know the whole show, the whole thing."
I mean, you probably don't know how that show ends because it's hilarious.
Yellowstone.
Yeah,
They're
there's a late episode where Taylor Sheridan like casts himself into it, and there's like, I think it's like the second to last episode is like has like 2 different scenes of him playing strip poker with like 20-year-old women or whatever. It's like wow, and like him sitting on a horse shirtless or whatever.
Great. That's good TV. Fucking dumb.
It's like this guy is unstoppable as a TV programmer now. Cannot be stopped. Too powerful. No one man should have all that power.
Disgusting.
Anyway, back to the show that's good.
Yeah, back to the good TV.
And notably created by a woman.
I didn't even fucking
part
look.
of I think why a lot of the writing is good.
Yeah.
Debora Cahn, who was worked on I think the shows she's worked on The West Wing, and she worked on Homeland.
Okay.
Previously.
I mean, West Wing makes sense.
Yes.
So
I think the show is better than both those shows.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of them. I mean, I've like seen smatterings of West Wing because my parents watched it.
Yeah,
but I don't retain
West
that
Wing I
shit.
liked. Homeland was a show that went completely off the rails. But
have you ever seen Jag?
No, I don't watch Jag.
Okay. I remember my dad watching it, and like I retained nothing except like.
Isn't NCIS a Jag spinoff?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
Because I've watched a shitload of NCIS, but
yeah, that makes sense. You weren't lying about this show though. I mean, obviously it being good, but like.
I come on this podcast and I just tell lies. That's all I do.
Yeah,
I have a microphone in front of me. I'm just saying things.
This guy can't be fucking trusted. When has he ever introduced me to something good? You can't be trusted at all. But no, specifically the thing about when people are talking to each other, like they're not spinning bullshit. Like the writing is not based on misunderstandings, which is like fucking like to look. You either base the whole thing on misunderstandings, and your name is Rumiko Takahashi, or like just don't do that because it's gonna feel like ass.
What if no misunderstanding? What if everyone was just really straightforward? And it was a thing that I realized, like kind of late in season 2, as I was watching, it was like, where is this fucking show going? Like, what's gonna happen? And like, you could like when they're specifically about like the shit about is Nicol Trowbridge, the UK Prime Minister, did he fucking order this attack? Is he like the fucking big bad or whatever? And what's the next twist gonna be? And I'm like, and my dad's like making guesses. It's like, is the foreign secretary gonna turn out to be fucking evil? Like, what's gonna happen? I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen because really, no one's lying in any of these conversations.
Yeah.
People are telling the truth.
Oh, dude, the
complication, like it always escalates into some nonsense. Like shit goes crazy things happen in the show for sure, but it's always some other thing, some outside force, some piece of information they don't have that then complicates the thing. It's never someone lying and like backstabbing you to you're never like, you've never been told a thing that then just wasn't true, flat out. They find other ways to up the stakes and completely upend what you like your understanding about what's going on.
Yes. No, it would have been such a fucking. I mean, like there are times when doing like a full turn on a character or like the situation or whatever in that like if fucking Denison, if the foreign prime minister or foreign shit
Secretary.
I remember his fucking name. You couldn't remember names, but the position I can remember the position. But I remember the names. If it had turned out like he fucking leans back in his chair and the lighting turns and he's like, wah, like that'd be funny. I guess like would have been shit.
Yeah.
But we were also trying to wonder what was happening because they were building him up so fucking much. I'm like, this dude is going to be evil or dead. And then it turns out like it was just, actually shit happened and like your plan doesn't work out. And I'm like, okay, I guess that was the third option.
There was the other option is it's either he's going to be evil or dead.
Yeah, dude.
And
exactly.
like on Homeland, that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Homeland is in the like 24 mold of ridiculous shit where it's just fucking miserable.
Sure.
And this isn't that. This is more in the West Wing world where it's like fucking wish fulfillment in terms of like everyone's nice and good at their job. All the shit that happens is like in spite of that.
Yeah. Well,
everyone in the show is like, all the characters are they're trying their best. They're doing what they think is right on this show.
In a way,
I wouldn't say is true to life, but it is fun for a television show.
Well, even if it is, I was going to say, even if it is true, like doing what they think
I'm sure it's true sometimes.
Doing what they think is right, but also not in a weird way where like one of them legitimately thinks it's like correct to fucking like wipe out the Jews or something, right? Like
sure. Mm-hmm.
Their idea of right is like reasonable and they're going about it different ways, which is important.
Like the character did orchestrate false flag attacks on the UK, but they didn't want it to go the way it did. They didn't want all those people to end up dead.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, like they're fucking suspecting Nickel, right? Trowbridge. And they're like, well, we'll see what his reaction is. His fucking reaction is to strangle her.
Yes.
God.
It's like, I don't think he knew.
I don't think he was in on it, man.
He called her a traitor and tried to strangle her to death.
God.
Whew. So that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think the biggest, I mean, even with like the light stuff you told me about the show, you know, you still come in like not with expectations, but like experience with other media that colors what you think is probably going to happen.
Sure.
Like, I think if you watch this, if you start watching this with nothing, like nobody has spoiled anything or told you anything, I feel like the natural instinct is to be like, Hal Weiler is gonna fuck this whole thing up. Like he's gonna be like he has his own angles and shit, which like he does have angles, but he's not like an antagonist. Like it's such a good gray area of like he's not out here to be bad. He's just him, you know. And the way that you weren't fucking kidding about the way that like the marriage is.
Yeah.
God, him in the
That-
fucking pond, like, it doesn't work if it's not my wife.
That part's so good. That was the part that scene was like what I was sent, and I was like, "Oh, this show's incredible."
Quick side note, people, I don't know if you can hear this because of Discord's nice, like audio stuff, but there is a cat like meowing his head off in the background.
I can kind of hear it.
Okay, he's fine. He just likes to yap. He goes downstairs to where the food is, and then he just fucking screams. And I don't know. I followed him down there a couple of times, and like nothing. Like he just, I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, dude. And then the fact, like when he tells it, because like he fucking tells her about it, right? Like it's so good.
Yeah.
He's like, it does what it always did. It didn't work. Like it's crazy.
She's like describing her marital problems early on, and she's like, "No, he doesn't cheat on me. It might be better if he did. It would make things easier."
Her being like, "I don't know why, but he doesn't." God, he does a lot of shit, but not that.
And just watching them eat. Like those breakfast scenes.
Oh, dude, the breakfast scenes are so good.
When you're like watching it through other characters' eyes.
Yeah,
of
fucking
like
Stuart being like
Stuart's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
She's just like when she grabs that half a muffin, like.
Oh my god! Yeah, he like tears it and then like leaves it, or he like when he loads up his plate and he like takes, like you said, he takes a couple of bites and
he's like grazing on it.
Yeah, and then she just sits down like without even thinking. Oh, so good.
Fuck is going on? You people are sick.
God. It's such a weird like. It's such a good. I feel like that's like the one thing I feel like both my parents did not like. I feel like they didn't express enough appreciation for that dynamic, and like. I mean, for me at least, how fucking novel it is. What other show is doing something like that I have seen? Like none. They're either both pieces of shit. And irredeemably so, or one of them is a clear villain, or like they both cheat on each other and they hate each other, but they stated like the fact that like she fucking like hates him, but also like it's such a good gray area because it's not like gray leaning towards black or whatever.
No. It's like they love each other, but also she hates him.
Yeah, man.
For like real reasons.
Dude, and
for
then,
things that happened in their life.
And yeah, and like fucking and then like her realizing that like I mean, and he even says there's like good parts when they're arguing, right? Which also like I fucking love that you get, as someone who's argued a lot with his spouse, in like not that level, but like, you know, we're a loud relationship. You yap, and then it's out there, and then you resolve it, and it's fine. But the vibe of like Kate is saying stuff, Hal is saying stuff. I'm like, man, you both have really good points. I don't know if someone's bullshitting. I think you're both just like feeling your feelings about a thing that happened. And like at one point he's like, he said, I forget what the exact line is, but something like, I let you think I was morally bankrupt for 10 years or whatever. Like she just thinks he was a piece of shit, but actually this job is like fucking terrible sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the bit with her coming, I think it was after the stuff with the vice president. And she's like, she fucking like immediately realizes like she fucked up. And she's like super timid. And she's like, was I mean to you while you were protecting me? Like, it's so good. And he's not like a fucking dick about it. Cause like, yeah, you know, people like that's how she is or whatever. And I love her.
Uh-huh.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah, it's just very well written. And very well acted.
The acting is incredible. Everybody is like fucking crushing it. The writing is it's snappy, it's tight. It doesn't fucking drag. I do
like so many of the scenes are in this fucking crazy British castle, these insane rooms. So it's just like interesting to look at constantly, which I just think is like a great piece of TV. To just like have it set in all these rooms are great. Just to fucking look at. You're like, what the fuck?
And there's so much like the rooms are great and just like how they I don't know, use them, I guess, and introduce like the because that's like a thing immediately when they get to London, right? It's like the contrast. They're asking like, oh, like this is where so and so kept their fucking Jackson Pollock painting. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, and the scale is like where it's like that stuff, but then like the wife doesn't get a car. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. She needs to fucking get the police officer to give him a lift. No, that shit is because it was like a nothing post or whatever, right? Or like people were there just like fulfilling the role or something. God.
Yeah, the person there was just a political appointee who did not do anything political. It just was in this role.
Yeah. And kind of how they play off of that with like the caretakers of the house and shit. Look, I like me some Downton Abbey. And you get like these people who are kind of in that role, but like the Weilers are not those fucking people. Like at all.
No.
So the one girl, like the like second, the like one girl who's just like kind of aloof is so like they do very well at like making this like it's not it's not like over the top, but like it's funny as fuck. Like these people are just trying to do like the proper thing for the house.
And Kate is out here like they fucking packed me. That's weird.
I kind of like it. They did a really good job.
But they know where I'm at. They packed tampons.
Yeah. They know where I'm at. Yeah. Shit's so good.
Like just the shit with like her being kind of sloppy.
Oh my god, yeah.
And not wanting, always wanting to wear a black suit.
Her in like having issues with it, and then in like season 2 when she like is starting to dress more professional, and she like mentioned something about like how do people read the news because you get ink on your hands or whatever, and you have to wash your hands, but if that faucet is even a little bit fussy, it's all over your suit. You don't have a problem with this? And Stewart's like, no. Like, I'm in control of my body and surroundings. I don't know what you want from me.
It's so good. It's so good. Just fucking amazing little human. It's just funny having to exist in the world.
Yeah, dude.
It's just this is great.
No, it's that shit is crazy. It hits so many fucking notes. It's like it's like when I watched I can't even fucking think of the fucking name of the movie where Robin Williams dies and is in the afterlife.
Oh, I know what movie you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't fucking think of the name. But I watched that, and that was like an early introduction in my cinematic experiences of like, oh, this person who made me laugh also made me cry. And that's like cool. I guess that's range or something. And in this, like the shit with Ronnie was insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My dad fucking cried a little. that shit doesn't happen, man. That's like, whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was brutal. I was looking up the actor who played Ronnie, and there was like a little interview, and there was like a side, that interview like quoted someone at some point quoted something, and they said it was like killing an angel. I'm like, holy shit, that's what it was. Man. Oh my god.
And Stewart fucking trying to deal with it.
Dude, the aftermath is, I mean, it's like crazy, right? Like him, the immediate handling of that was like, I don't know, it fucking like gut punched, dude. Because him being like he has like, I guess, I mean, like went through fucking extensive surgery and then like probably had some sort of concussion as well. And everything
he's
else.
having like post-traumatic stress.
But I'm saying like right immediately after, when he like doesn't remember the night. So he's like,
right.
Ronnie wasn't even there. Ronnie was back in the room. That can't have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like that was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that part's, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
and then like everybody, like the fact that it's not just an event, right? Like the fact that how people are dealing with that, like very strong, but then it still like lingers. It doesn't just like go away after an episode or two or whatever. Like that is a thing that just stays there because it should.
Yeah. And it like shows the way that like Hal and Kate like know how to compartmentalize that stuff. They they emotionally know how to deal with it.
Yes.
Even as like it's fucking incredibly sad, and the way Stewart just fucking doesn't, and he's like all over the place.
Dude, yeah, like he's acting so like even the viewer is like probably distrusting him at a certain point, like when he's like absolutely spiraling, and then you find out that like they fucking set up the honey pot, which is fucking
that
hilarious.
One that's insane. She's like, wait, you slept with her?
Dude, yeah, the fact that like she wasn't supposed to do that, just like, whoops, he was too charismatic, I guess. She was just supposed to get you drunk and talk about America. You made a sex tape of us?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Oh, my God. But, like, yeah, because he was fucking acting, like, off.
Yeah. He was going to Billy and saying Kate is not vice president material. Like,
yeah, dude, that was, like, God. And he's just like, nope. Well, why? Yeah. Nope, she's just not.
Yeah.
And like and it works because it's fucking understandable if you're not used to that shit.
Yeah.
I was also very glad with I mean in that like vein, I guess, like for the stuff around Ronnie, and then even just with like kind of the early like episode 1 shit that like just, oh, you were supposed to go to Kabul and now you're going to London. Like I was thinking a monster, cause later when like she meets Jill, whoever, who is like also working in Kabul or was gonna be there with her and shit, and like you learn that because she didn't go to Kabul, like that entire like thing was pulled, and then like people died. Like, people they worked with died, and, like, all of this shit was just coming unraveled. I'm like, holy fuck. So I was thinking of Monster the whole time that they were talking about that. Because, like, yeah, man. That's fucked.
Yep.
And, like, obviously, in this case, it's not necessarily her decision.
No.
She didn't make a stand. She's just going where she's told by the president.
She's constantly saying she's going to quit. The president doesn't have time for it.
Oh my God. When he's
This one's got to sack up. This one wanted to quit.
Stop it with that. I'm going to resign bullshit. I hate it. I don't have time for it.
Someone should wash her. She looks ridiculous.
Dude, her fucking attacking him was so good. Just like, I'm like, man, like when they're building up, I'm like, is she gonna do it? She just fucking punches him, and then he says something else, and she fucking tackles him through the bush. And then it cuts to the fucking security. Like, should we do anything? It's like, well, we're not in his detail, and he's getting his ass kicked. She has a fucking piece of wood, like she's gonna fucking hit him with a
and that's it.
Log.
Like that's the big lie of the show, which we didn't see it on camera. It's the thing that happened before the show, is him telling her that yes, their marriage is over when he didn't believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he does, and that's the thing, like I love when they like someone will press a character will press another character and be like, fucking tell me, and then they tell them.
Yeah. And it's like, but you gotta fucking be cool.
Yeah. And then they're not cool.
Yeah, like when they have to bring Hal in so he can learn the thing, but he can't tell them.
Yeah.
And then when like push comes to shove and he has to fucking tell her that it was the fucking vice president.
Oh my God.
Man.
There's that him getting told that information was so fucking good. I mean, the whole thing
was
about
so
like,
quick.
The whole
yeah,
thing
no, that was when
the,
that was another one that's like, okay, this show is built around characters just saying the truth.
Yeah. Well, saying the truth and like it was actually a huge thing for me was I love a sense of urgency. I've mentioned this before. I love in films or shows when like a thing happens and then we get like people fucking moving. And it's not like we do get that later, which we'll get into, but
yeah,
in this case, it's not necessarily the sense of urgency, but like the fact that they have properly built this character, in this case Hal, and how he is, and you see how he is for like the entire fucking show. And then Roylin, the lady, right? Trowbridge's advisor,
Grandma
tells him, Grandma, yeah. She tells him a fucking thing, and then he's like visibly fucking shook. Like the fact that he is like this kind of not necessarily a rock, but like he's kind of cool throughout things, or at least is like navigating them and like being fine. And then she tells him a thing, and he's like, "No, it wasn't fucking Trowbridge." Like, nope, can't get rid of the police. Like, and he's just like visibly fucking flustered.
Yeah. So like the characters just want him to tell the thing.
Dude, it's like instantaneous.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. That's this show, like, more than anything, my thing with the show is like, this is just exceptionally good television.
Yeah, man.
Like, what do you want from TV? This is it. Like, this is just very entertaining. And, you know, like, for adults.
Yes.
Like, you know, I love Dragon Ball, but that is for children.
What? What? You made me watch a kid show?
It's a different thing. It's like being fed a different kind of meal, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
and
totally,
I don't get fed good adult television that often.
Well, that's what I was like. I actually said that to my mom after we finished the season 2. I was like, it's been a while since I've watched something that wasn't made for like ages 12 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or younger. No, I think the other thing that it did, kind of also with Hal, is right at the end, right? The end of season 2, when
Oh my god.
the fact that we don't like they're not like busting out like a like crazy event every other episode where like people are yelling and like running and shit's happening. Like people might have an urgent call, but it's not like they're not losing their minds over it, right? They're like, we need to call him right now, or like we need to get like we're taking a helicopter back to fucking London because the vice president's coming or whatever. So
Sure.
fucking going to
They didn't have to throw their phones because they thought the prime minister was a fucking murderer.
yeah, but even that wasn't like. It's not like fully ramped, you know? And then you get to the end and like Hal is fucking running around that office and like banging on the fucking glass to get him in contact with his wife. Like that can't hit like that if the rest of the show is also like having people bang on glass and acting that way. And it doesn't do that, so this moment fucking hits. It just punch. It's so fucking good. God,
I was so mad that there's not more to watch.
There's a third season coming though.
Yeah, no, but I mean immediately.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you motherfuckers, you and you're too good at TV. You're even doing cliffhangers well. Fuck you. God damn it.
No, that shit's crazy, dude.
Because I did like getting to the season 1 season finale. He's like, oh, thank God we could just keep going.
Yeah. That's what I said too. I was like, you having to wait for this shit. Honest to God, I prefer waiting for the season 2 cliffhanger to resolve. Season 1, I would have been, that would have been annoying.
Are they all dead?
In that first fucking episode, they like,
yeah,
and very skillfully, I think, they play around with like, we're not gonna fucking tell you like one of them is dead, or and then they like reveal that it's like what's his name, the fucking British guy, and then like they still play around with like one of the 3 is dead, and they do it. It's done in a way that like. I don't know how to describe. You're watching them build up a thing as a piece of television, and it's done well. And it doesn't interfere it doesn't feel like it's like, we're doing the TV thing. Like, it's just good. But I wouldn't want to fucking wait for that for a year. That would be so bad. My parents that was like one of their concerns is like, it's going to be like a year before we get another season at least. I'm not going to remember any of this shit.
Oh, yeah. It was season 1 was April 2023, and season 2 didn't start till October 2024.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
But they like made seasons 2 and 3 like back to back, so it should not be that long.
Yeah. I hope not, anyway.
I mean, also, like, season 2 was shorter than season 1. Season 2 was only 6 episodes.
Yeah. Which is kind of why, I saw...
That's like modern TV. They make these, like, tiny seasons, and I don't get it.
I saw someone else when I...
Well, except I get it when it's good, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? When it's good, you can justify it by saying this is a good thing. Do whatever the fuck you're doing.
Take the time you need to make it this good.
But I do agree. I saw people because I did my thing where I just I want to see what people are saying lightly, general sentiment. And I did see someone say I'm real sick of this shit where we get 8 episodes and then a year and then another handful.
No, the current pacing, the way TV comes out, sucks.
Yeah. Well, and because it can just get canceled, right? You leave on your
That
cliffhanger.
too.
You get your 8 great episodes that you loved. I mean, even if they're not great, like objectively, like you loved a thing, and then you got 8 episodes, and you waited a year, and then oops, it's canceled. Like, oh
that
my
also-
god.
That's also no good. And sometimes this shit just takes too long. Like there shows that I like that then they took too long, and then season 2 happened, and I'm like, I don't care as much anymore.
Yeah.
Invincible.
Invincible lost me for. I mean, I guess that is also it, right? Like I was real high on that first season,
Yeah.
and then it just
Lots of people were, and then it took too long to make season 2. The zeitgeist was not there when it came back. And part of what I liked about that show was the zeitgeist, I would say, as having read the comic and kind of already knew the problems with the story at like a core level.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, this was it's a good fucking show, dude.
I'm
Also-
honestly fucking like furious at my normal TV podcast I listen to because like the show never come up on it.
Damn.
I'm like, what are you guys doing? But I already knew that they actually have shit taste. I just kind of like listening to them talk about industry stuff more than their actual taste in television. So.
Sure. Dude, I did see immediately, like right before we started when I was looking at shit quick, and someone was like, it was boring and simple. And I was like, I don't even know what you want, man.
I guess
Someone,
yeah.
and the fact that my mom was like, well, I can't crochet to it. And then this dude is like, it's kind of like something you would put on in the background. And I'm like, it's not though. Like, it's not that. Who the fuck puts it? What happened that you're going to like an 8-episode thing that has plot and that's what you're putting on in the background, as opposed to like the old shows that have 2,000 episodes that you could just put on in the background. Like, I understand whipping on like Friends or The Office or Scrubs or fucking Law and Order or NCIS or whatever the hell. Why are you putting on the 8-episode
Shows to
new thing that is just plot?
shows to play Pokemon too.
Shows to it's true. Yeah. Put that in my letterbox tag when I rate the Diplomat as a single film.
I can't second screen. She might put on the dress,
Oh my god.
and you get Dennison reacting to her having put on the dress.
God. Dude, when Hal sees it, that was such a good when he's asking Dennison to come to Scotland with him. He's like, I want you to do it as a favor to me, simply because I'm asking, and you're gonna say yes. oh, I am I? He's like, yeah, because we both know you were planning to fuck my wife. It's like, I'll see you in Scotland. Just immediate like.
I'll also say the show has a new contender for one of the greatest titles to an episode of television. This side of I Saw a Bird.
Wait, let me see if I can guess which one you think it is. Because I'm looking at the okay. I know it. There's no way I don't. It's He Bought a Hat, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Correct. Easily identified. Not breaking new ground here. That's just a perfect title for an episode of television.
He Bought a Hat is so... Dude, the fucking way that he does it, like the fact that it doesn't come up like ever fucking again. He's just sitting there and he's like, I bought a hat. It's like, yeah, dude. And she's like, are you stupid? I'm like, dude, this is marriage. This is how it works. You say you bought a hat. And she's like, what the fuck? Oh, that's so, yeah, that was so good.
And then the next episode, she's like, do we need to have a talk? Thank you for fucking me. But this doesn't change the fact that our marriage is unsalvageable.
God. All of their interactions are so good. Dude, when they're like, the first time they're with, the CIA person, Idra. I can't remember. For some reason, I was forgetting if there was a D in there or not. When the first time they're both with her, and she's like, they're having Hal write down his shit, like about his call that he made. And he's like in the fucking timeout corner like a little kid. And they're like going back and forth. And she's like, this is the first time I've dealt with both of you. I could do with less of it. They're just like going back and forth.
Oh, yeah. The fact that Kate fucking knows that he reached out first.
Oh, my God. When she's like, both to Stewart and Idra, and she's like, you can't fucking trust him. You can't be doing this. He did a thing. I know it. They're like, meh, meh, meh. And then later they're like, I'm so sorry. You tried to warn me. I didn't listen to you.
You can't call it a kidnapping.
And the setup, yeah, it was a pull aside.
It was a pull aside.
With a sedative. A light one.
He was very upset that they did that to me. When he gets put on the phone, it's like, they fucking drugged me. Like, wait, what? I'm back on the phone. You fucking kidding me? What a good show.
It's very good.
What a good show.
Kate
taking off her high heels, lying down, just like,
oh my God, yeah, just on the steps. God. I do think we got to wrap up. I'm getting a call. I don't think it's the call, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Saltcirclepod on Twitter. saltcircle.bluesky.social. We're on YouTube at saltcircle. This show's great.
Show's fucking incredible. Highly recommend. I mean, we've spoiled the fuck out of it, but it's still worth watching. We should probably add a thing to the fucking beginning.
I was watching it through a second time. Like, it's still fucking really good.
Hell yeah.
It's just extremely entertaining.
Oh, dude. Dude, if Ani wants to, like, when we're back in Armenia, if Ani wants to watch it, I'm just going to fucking watch it again.
Like, it's just so
good stuff.
And, like, there's so many, like, the writing is so good. There's so many just banger lines.
It's incredible. There are so many good lines.
Hal taking a piss, and he's like, she's yelling at him because, like, security says they can move in. He's like, it takes as long as it takes.
That was so fucking good. Incredible stuff.
Peace.
Peace.